So we know the issues, we know about energy, we know about the border, we know Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. We know all that, we get all that. But why do this? Why do this here tonight with Legacy PAC? Because there's a whole lot of people who have the passion to save this country who need help getting off the ground.
The purpose of Legacy PAC is to save America. That's our mission. That's what we really want to do because America is worth saving.
I am by trade, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Okay, so this is my first run in politics. We need more conservative Republicans standing up and fighting for the Constitution.
We're an America First PAC, and we want to promote and help our up-and-coming candidates, and we're going to be holding the line for President Trump.
I joined the Army at 17 years old. My first day at my first unit, which was 25th Infantry, was September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11. And I spent about a total of a decade between Iraq and Afghanistan in country. So my country means everything to me. When I realized that if people like myself who don't want to be politicians don't start stepping up and taking these seats, that nothing's going to change, then I said, okay, I'll do it.
Who deserves to lead the people of this country more than those who serve this country? So I'm behind every one of them. So let's make sure we get more veterans into power. I'm all for it.
Remember why you're involved. We have to make sure people remain humble and not engage in self-glorification. You are here for one reason, and that is to save the country. Period. End of story.
And for those candidates who are looking uphill and wondering how, keep your head down, focus on the target, and outwork everybody. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose. You're either gonna win on election night or you change the game on election night. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Legacy PAC.
Thank you, Legacy PAC.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations represented here today.
You're saying here too much, but you're going to do very well. And I just had somebody write down. First of all, James and Sarah Pritchard, thank you very much. Yes, great job. Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for Trump. I'm here with Steve Maxwell, who's running for sheriff in Spotsylvania County, Virginia. Good morning, Steve. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you?
So, Steve, we have a state chapter in Virginia, and President Patrick Collis has been watching your race, and he's been keeping an eye on it, and he feels you're the best candidate for your county. So Patrick asked me to reach out to you, and I've done that here for this interview. So can you please tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having me on. Again, my name is Steve Maxwell. I began a career in 1983. I was a 19-year-old kid, but I had a sheriff who was a good man that swore me in to actually become an undercover drug agent. And that's what I did. He actually put me in a high school. I was an undercover drug guy in a high school is how I got my start. Then I went on the road, wanted to further my career. So I, after 5 years of being a deputy sheriff in Ohio, I enlisted into the military, became an 82nd Airborne paratrooper and in the infantry, served 2 times of combat in Desert Storm, Desert Shield. While I was in there, I was also a CID investigator. Because drugs was kind of my wheelhouse, they put me in their undercover drug unit, received several meritorious citations for the drug cases and conviction rates that I had. Then I became chief of narcotics for a sheriff's department. I had a break-in service. It's kind of a quick little synopsis. As chief of narcotics, I was working for a sheriff in North Carolina who I found out his integrity was in question. Actually, he was conducting some criminal activities. And when I approached him about it, and he didn't deny it, I put my credentials and my gun and my job on the line, put them on the desk, and walked away from that job. And I had little kids at the time, but my integrity meant more to me than that. So I ended up moving back to Ohio from North Carolina with a young family, got in the car business, and I learned a lot about leadership, business leadership, how to control budgets. Did that for a while, but I've always had a passion for my law enforcement. Ended up going back through another basic police academy because I had a break in that service, and got back into the police department in Ohio. Then I moved here 7 years ago in Virginia, in Spotsylvania, Virginia, and became a police officer with the Pentagon at the Pentagon Force Police Department. And the last 2 years, I've been a criminal investigator for Department of Justice. So that's a quick scenario of my background and what I'm doing. And all that's led me right here to run for sheriff in Spotsylvania County.
Yeah, that's a very impressive background, and you have congressional candidate stamped on your resume in the future.
We'll see.
Steve, you left one of your jobs because of corruption, which
Yes.
brings us to the current sheriff, Roger Harris. He's a Democrat pretending to be an independent. He's got to go. So can you tell us a little bit why you're a better candidate than Roger?
Absolutely. You know, when you have somebody who has been in politics as long as he has, you know, he's a 3-term sheriff here. He's done nothing. When I first moved here, I heard about a lot of the things that have not been going on. Our crime rates going up, our drug overdoses are quadrupling. And he has a background, he tells everybody, of being a drug investigator. But yet we have the lowest drug arrest and trafficking than any other county around us. And we're the largest county in all of our surrounding counties. But yet we have the lowest drug trafficking arrests than any of the others. So I just saw this do nothing attitude, this laissez-faire attitude that our sheriff has. He's just there to collect his check, and there's no real leadership at that sheriff's department. My whole life, I have been training to be a leader, and being a leader of caring about the people. And I've put it on the line when I volunteered to be in the infantry and put America first to me and put my community first. And what I saw with Roger Harris was that he was wanting to put him and enhancing his own personal family and career versus laying it on the line for the community. I just have a different approach. I think differently. I think I've been proven in my lifetime that I think community first, America first. And that's why I think I'm going to make a better sheriff for our county.
Absolutely. You're going to put the people in the country first.
Amen.
Steve, so America First, you are a supporter of President Trump. What are your thoughts about what he's going through right now with these indictments?
You know, I'm like everyone else. I just, in my law enforcement career, I never thought I would see that type of thing. I've never seen so much. Let's find a person. We'll pick the crime. Let's pin that on him. Let's do this. I've just never seen that type of thing in my career. The quick type of justice, pardon me, that they say they have, and the double standards. I've seen the double standards in his case versus President Biden, and I'm just appalled by those double standards. As a lifelong law enforcement officer, again, I told you I had a break, but in the meantime, I always kept up with law enforcement. I just feel that it should be a justice for everyone. That's what our country was founded on, right? Everybody should live safe, play safe, and feel safe, no matter who you are, no matter your political affiliations. And we have a Democratic Party that's trying to set up a class type of society. And they, above all, have been touting they're the ones that don't do it. And I find when people project onto you the things they're trying to tell people that you are, that's probably who they are. And they're telling us who they are. We just have to listen to it.
And along that lines, it sets a dangerous precedent where if you're going to go after the former president with these bullshit indictments, because that's what they are, then they're going to do it the guys running for sheriff. I mean, you know, the establishment is helping the DOJ. It's not just the Democrats trying to get Trump. And the establishment in your county we believe the establishment helped file a Hatch Act violation against you. Just give us a summation about that, because our viewers and people across the country, they do not like this corruption.
No, and thank you for allowing me to share that. It's when you first file as a federal employee, you have to file paperwork with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Office of Special Counsel, and they give you a set of rules to stand by. One of my set of rules states clearly that you cannot seek a party endorsement or a party nomination, right? So, which I ended up with the Republican endorsement out of my Spotsylvania County Committee. Now, I didn't ask for that endorsement, nor did I am a member of that committee. But when they brought that up for a vote, I didn't even vote for myself. I stayed out of it. I didn't speak up before then and ask for the vote in any manner, not written, not verbal. So I tried to adhere to the letter of the law that they gave me. I did not seek out that endorsement. But I also don't have the necessity that I have to necessarily turn it away, because an endorsement from the Republican Party is like an endorsement from the NRA or any other group, the FOP. It's an endorsement. It doesn't entitle me to anything special. I'm not a nominee. So I followed those rules. And lo and behold, it's within 60 days of our race starting here in Virginia. As you know, we have 45 days to early vote. And lo and behold, after me being on the ballot for 6 months and running in a race for a year, and I'm trying to bring together the Republican Party here in Spotsylvania and the Republicans to come to a vote and a consensus on our Republican ticket, right? Republican ticket. Well, next thing you know, I get a notification last week that I am in violation of the Hatch Act by merely thanking the Republican committee, because they quoted as they got on my Facebook of elect Maxwell sheriff on Facebook. They said, we found where you thanked the Republican committee for endorsing you for sheriff in Spotsylvania, because I did. I said, I'd like to take the time to thank my committee for endorsing my campaign. Thank you. Which I would do if it was the FOP endorsing me for anyone. I think it's polite to thank someone. And they said, and also on the committee's page, they list you as their endorsed candidate. So I told this lawyer who sounded like he just got out of law school, I said, well, they have a First Amendment right to do whatever they want on their private page. I just merely posted a thank you for something that was public knowledge. I didn't seek out that office in any manner. And it didn't matter to them. I got a letter that said, you have 2 weeks to drop out of this race in order to come back into compliance with the Hatch Act. Now, I'm not dropping out of this race, first and foremost, because I know what I'm doing is the right thing. And I know by my opponent and by this act alone, somebody making an anonymous complaint to the Department of Justice and the Office of Special Counsel that I violated Hatch, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know if they're coming after me, I'm willing to stand in the gap and I'm willing to take this heat because I'm the shiny penny. And by God, if they're doing that to my president, they're doing it to me, then I know I'm doing the right thing.
And you are, and I could confirm that you did not ask for our endorsement, and we're going to announce 2.
Thank you.
At Veterans for, don't thank me, you might get in trouble.
yeah, no one do that.
Our national organization, Veterans for Trump, is going to endorse you. You are the best candidate in the race. You have an impressive resume. You're fighting corruption, and the establishment is coming after you. So we're going to back you. And also, Patrick Hollis, the president of the Virginia state chapter of Veterans for America First, I'll go ahead and announce for him here as well. So you're being endorsed by the national and the state today, and we appreciate your fight. And please tell the viewers where they could go to support you.
Absolutely. We can use it. I'm proud to also say that every nickel that I've ever gotten in my campaign, unlike my opponent, who's a Democrat in independent clothing, I have every nickel has been from you, the people. The people have supported my campaign. So please go to Steve Maxwell for Spotsylvania County Sheriff.com. You can go to Steve Maxwell for Sheriff.com or S Maxwell for Sheriff.com and click the donate button, donate whatever you can, $5, $10, $15. We've had people who have, I know people who are on retired on strict budgets who've given me $20, and God bless them. They really believe in what we're doing. I'm proud to be representing the people in this race, just like President Trump represents America. And so everybody's help. Races are expensive, especially when you're running against an established, well-entrenched person like I call the person I'm running against Joe Biden in our county. He's, because that's what I'm running against. So literally what our President Trump is running against on a national scale, I'm doing here on a local scale, almost identical. It's uncanny. It's almost a twin race. So we can use all the help we can get. God bless you for having me on, and I appreciate whatever help anybody can give us.
Well, thank you, Steve, for coming on, and we'll get those endorsements out soon. Keep up the good fight, brother, and we look forward to seeing you as next sheriff.
They're not going to knock us off, I promise.
Take care now, my
Thank
friend.
you.